Hi, Robin of Oxy-Dry, and as you can see, I have my Oreck spray board sitting here, and I've got my 2-speed rotary, which I primarily use on commercial carpet. And today I wanted to just do a little video. I was thinking about there's a recurring myth that keeps coming up in comments. I've had people come onto my channel and comment about this, and I've seen comments on other forums where people talk about the rotary, and they will make a statement that is basically a false statement about the rotary. And I'm going to show you something to prove, to show you. I'm going to show you exactly what's about to happen here on the yarn of the carpet here. The statement that is made is that the rotary only cleans one side of the fiber, whereas an OP machine cleans all sides of the fiber. So let's take a look and see if that's true or not. So we'll start with the OP machine. I've got a two-way pad underneath both of them, and I sprayed down the carpet really well. So we're just going to let it run for a minute. Okay, now we'll run the rotary. I'll do the exact same thing. I'm going to hold it in place. Now, let's state the obvious here. And the first thing we're going to say is, or observe, is that indeed I'm only cleaning one side of the yarn, because if I hold the machine in one place, the pad, which is turning 360 degrees in one place, is only going to be cleaning one side of the yarn. But of course, that's not how you clean. You're going to be moving the machine all over the place. But just take a look here, what the yarn looks like here. Oh, look at that. It's all flattened down. Interesting. Well, let's take a look at this one. Oh, all mussed up. Now, I don't know if you can see or not well enough, but you can see that the yarn here is all twisted up all over the place, like little balls actually. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like using my OP machines on residential carpet. This is a frise, and it's brand new, by the way. This one over here, you can see the yarn has laid over. Now, of course, here's the thing to bear in mind as you're looking at this. When you're moving the rotary machine over the carpet, this is on this side, the yarn is laying this way. On this side, it's laying this way. On this side, it's laying this way. And on this side, it's laying this way. So as we move the machine over the carpet, which of course is how you clean, is you move your machine as I move one way and then the other, I will be taking that pad that's spinning 360 degrees, passing it back and forth over the carpet. It's going to be addressing the yarn from 360 degrees. And by the way, notice how it's lifting the pile so nicely. That's another sort of the myths about a rotary machine, the idea that it will flatten the carpet. It will if I sit there, but I'm not going to be sitting there because I'm going to be moving the machine as I go, and you can see it's lifted the pile nicely, but it hasn't done the tangly effect over here like this. So we'll put this over here again, run it for a minute. The other thing to notice is that with the rotary machine, is the disc, the pad is going back and forth over the carpet. What it will do is it will lay the yarn over, and it will clean the yarn. If the disc is right here and it's turning this way, it will lay the yarn over, and it will pull the soil from as far down as it reaches, which is, depending on the carpet pile, can be pretty close to the bottom of the carpet. It'll lean it over, and it'll move the soil from the bottom of the yarn upward and onto the pad. And it does that 360 degrees as you move the machine and the pad back and forth over the carpet. So let's see what happens if I put the OP over here. Now, of course, you're not going to hold your machine there. I get that. You're going to be moving it all the time. But one of the things that I did discover when I was using that machine in people's homes is that I would get, it's very easy to, on certain carpets, to get the yarn to tip loom. Now, I know there's other machines out there which have a larger orbit that that reduces that from happening. I know I've heard, I mean, I've never actually run one, so I can't speak directly, but I've heard from others that have them that although it, the claim is it won't cause tip looming, but I've heard from people who own them that it is less likely, but it can still happen. Whereas with a rotary, I've been at this now 30 years. I've been cleaning with my rotary. I've never tip loomed a carpet yet. Now, if I was an idiot and I wanted to hold my machine in place long enough in one spot, then I probably could. But I don't do that. But one of the things I notice when I'm using the rotary is that it's pulling the yarn this way, pulling the yarn that way, pulling the yarn that way, pulling the yarn that way, cleaning from the bottom of the fiber to the top, pulling the soil off the carpet fiber and into the pad. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of videos showing how well the rotary is lifting the pile and restoring the yarn. I mean, if you just go back for over 10 years now, I've been showing how well this works. And when I got my Orbot and other OP machines and I took them into people's homes, I quickly realized that there's a problem with certain types of carpets, that it is just not the answer in my experience, in my opinion. And one of the other things about it is that I discovered is, particularly when it came to stains in carpets, with the longer the yarn, the more difficult it was to get the stains out of the carpet using an OP machine, because what I understand and I've learned occurs is that the orbital motion tends to cause the pad, as it's moving back and forth on the carpet fiber, the yarn itself is going to be moving back and forth. The longer the yarn, the more of that energy, of that rapid back and forth movement will turn into the yarn itself moving underneath the pad, and that will reduce the ability of the pad to agitate the carpet, whereas the carpet itself, the fiber is moving. That doesn't happen with the rotary machine, and that's why a machine with a larger orbit would actually work better on a longer yarn, although there's not that much more orbit on it, as others who own these machines have shared that experience as well. So my point is that the rotary machine, the claim that it only cleans one side of the fiber, is a false claim. The people that might be saying that are either speaking out of ignorance or they are blatantly lying because they know better, one or the other. And that the rotary machine, the way that it's working, it is going to lay the fiber over and clean from the bottom of the fiber, pulling the soil up to the surface. That's the way it works, and as you move back and forth over the carpet, you will be cleaning the yarn from 360 degrees, only the motion is a much more consistent movement on the carpet pile, and I think that's why it, in my experience over 50 years. By 50 years I've been carpet cleaning, by the way. 30 years using my rotaries almost entirely. I really think that it's a better option, certainly at least for residential work anyway. But anyway, I'm not saying that these aren't good machines. They are good machines, but I stand behind the rotary as being a better tool in the hands of somebody who knows how to operate. Now, if a person doesn't know how to operate it, and maybe you've put your hand to one many years ago and haven't had the years of experience that I've had, well, then maybe you have a different opinion of it. But that's based on something you experienced many, many years ago. Whereas I've been showing for over 10 years now. I've got videos going back over 10 years showing again and again and again how well one can clean carpeting with the rotary machine. A very simple machine. You can say, well, this is a much more sophisticated machine. No, it's not. It's not sophisticated at all. It's a motor with an counterbalance and an offset bearing that causes the bottom plate to oscillate while it turns. This has a gearbox that reduces the speed of the motor and turns it into torque so that it can turn against the resistance. They both are accomplishing the same thing, just doing it in a slightly different way. And you can clean with either one. One isn't vastly superior over the other. They can both accomplish the same results. I prefer the rotary for many reasons. By the way, I'm getting rid of this one, this OP, because I just don't like it. I mean, it's a fine machine, but I don't like I just don't like the handle for most. That's the most of the reason. And whatever. I have enough OPs. I don't need any more. I've got the Vibe. I think it's a much better option, and the Orbitech as well. Anyway, so I'm not telling you that you shouldn't use an OP. I'm saying that I've always stood behind the rotary as being a viable and probably a better option. And you've got nothing to be embarrassed about if you're a guy that wants to get into carpet cleaning and people are telling you, well, don't use the rotary because it's old technology, it's primitive or whatever. Well, that's the beauty of it. It is very primitive. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's they outlast OP machines anyway. You can buy them for less money. You can clean extremely well. I've been showing again and again, hundreds of videos, how effectively you can clean with a rotary machine. So if someone tells you can't clean properly with a rotary, well, they're full of it, because I've been proving it and proving it and proving it and proving it. So anyway, I hope you guys, hope that helps some of you guys. You understand that a rotary does clean 360 degrees on the carpet. It does clean all sides of the yarn. And the OP is a fine machine, but in my opinion, the rotary stands head to head and has advantages over an OP. But that's only my opinion after 50 years of carpet cleaning. What do I know, right? Anyway, I'll let you go. So thanks for watching and have a good day.